Good evening. This is my ECCE1112 presentation. I titled it, Why is Assessment So Important in the Early Childhood Classroom? And my purpose is, with this presentation, I am striving to exhibit what I have learned in ECCE 1112 about the importance of child assessment and documentation, relationships between teachers and families, and NAEYC's developmentally appropriate practices. As far as the 6 different areas that we had to make notations about, I observed a 4-year-old girl named Clara. Most of her skills were phenomenal. I was kind of blown away, honestly, by how much she was capable of doing. Her language skills were amazing. She talked in complete sentences, she answered questions, she asked questions. Her skills were great. I suggested for her that she be able to tell stories in front of a group to encourage her language skills to develop further. And for the environment strategy, I suggested that they have more time during circle time to engage in conversation. Their circle time was very much teacher-led, and I think that she would really benefit from having the opportunity to have some more open-ended conversation. Her social emotional skills, she had some issues with sharing and taking turns, and also taking directions from the teacher. So I suggested that for the teacher strategy, she really needs to be encouraged to share and take turns. And for the environment strategy, I thought it would be good to put her into a small group where she could work with some of the quieter kids in the class, because her language skills are so good, and to put her into a group where she's supervised, where she can encourage those kids, but also where she would be encouraged to really take turns and share and, just engage with them in a little bit more of a positive way. For her self-help skills, because she seemed to be capable of so much, and she seemed to really enjoy sort of taking a leadership, kind of take charge sort of role, both for the teacher strategy and the environment strategy, I thought it would be a great idea to have her help the teacher with snack time, whether it be pouring drinks, passing out snacks, anything that she could do, I think, to help with snack time, I think would be a good use of her self-help abilities that she already has. I think that would be great for her. Her fine motor skills were amazing. She could write her name. She could write any letters that the teacher asked her to write, lowercase, capital. She was drawing pictures of people. Her fine motor skills were just very impressive. So I thought that something that she could do to further develop her fine motor skills would be to work with scissors. I thought that that would be a great activity for her. As far as the environment goes, while I was there in the classroom, she did not have any variety of writing utensils or instruments. The only thing she had was a dry erase marker and a whiteboard. So I thought it would benefit her to have a better variety of materials to use to work on writing with her fine motor skills. Her gross motor skills, again, she was great. At circle time, she was running, she was dancing, she could hop on one foot. So for teacher strategy, I thought it would be good to work with her on kicking and throwing a ball, just another skill that would further enhance her gross motor skills. And for the environment strategy, I felt like the classroom was sort of lacking in anything indoors where they could really work on enhancing their gross motor skills. So I thought maybe like some soft climbing structures, or even like an indoor trampoline, something that they could do inside the classroom where they could really work on their gross motor skills. For her cognitive skills, I thought it would be great to work with her to predict what she thinks will happen next in stories. Again, her language skills are so good. I thought that would be a really good way to get her thinking, and just sort of processing the stories and thinking about what's coming next. For the environment strategy, I felt that the class was very, very, very structured. I didn't really see that they had much opportunity for just very open-ended free play with their peers. And I think that would be really, really good for her. As far as the guilds that I addressed for language skills, it was demonstrates use of expanded sentences and sentence structures to ask questions and or respond verbally. For social emotional skills, it was plays cooperatively with a few peers for a sustained period of time and attempts to resolve peer conflict using appropriate strategies. I thought that was good because, as I said, she, was having a hard time sharing and taking turns. So I felt like those would be really good things for her to work on. For her self-help skills, one of the guilds that I actually found was helps prepare nutritious snacks and meals. So that was right in line with what I was thinking would be good for her. Fine motor skills, performs fine motor tasks that require small muscle strength and control. So that is in line with thinking it might be a good idea to see her start working with scissors. For her gross motor skills, coordinates movements to perform more complex tasks. I thought like the climbing activities would be a good way to work on that guild where she's climbing over things and climbing up. Her cognitive skills, works cooperatively with others to successfully achieve a goal or accomplish a task. It engages in elaborate and sustained imagined play and can distinguish between real life and fantasy. That's in line with what I was saying about I think that that class would really benefit from having that open-ended free play time where they can really work together and collaborate and problem solve and just come up with ideas together, and just have a good extended length of time to sort of work on those skills. And that's it. Thank you.